Welcome to The Explainer. Okay, we have a wild story for you today. It's got everything: a master con man, a presidential pardon, and a second act so unbelievable it landed the guy a prison sentence nearly double his first one. Let's just start with a number: 37 years. That's the length of a federal prison sentence just handed down. I mean, that's a staggering amount of time.
But here's what makes that sentence so unbelievable. The man it was for had already been convicted, sent to prison, and then set free. His first sentence was actually cut short by an act of mercy from the President of the United States.
I mean, how does that even happen, right? How does a guy who gets this incredible second chance, a presidential get-out-of-jail card, ends up with one of the longest sentences we've seen for this kind of crime? Well, to figure that out, we gotta go back to the beginning.
All right, so let's get into it. Part 1, the original sin. And this is where we meet our main character, Eliyahu Eli Weinstein, a conman from New Jersey who, let's just say, was an absolute master of deception.
Yeah, so Eli Weinstein was, let's just say, not new to this game at all. Before this latest chapter even began, he was already a twice convicted felon. His specialty was large-scale fraud, and he was good at it, stealing a whopping $230 million from hundreds of investors.
So what was his move? The classic Ponzi scheme. You know how it works, right? You lure in new investors, then you use their cash to pay off the earlier investors. It makes everything look legit and wildly profitable until, of course, the whole house of cards comes crashing down.
And the scale of this thing, it was just massive. The main real estate fraud, that was a cool $200 million. But get this, he wasn't done. While he was out on bail for that crime, he scammed people for another $30 million. Just, wow, bringing his grand total to $230 million.
So for all of that, he got a sentence that seemed to fit the crime: 24 years in federal prison. And you think, okay, that's the end of the story. But for Eli Weinstein, nope, this was just Act 1. And this is where the story takes a hard left turn. The twist: a presidential commutation that changed absolutely everything.
Okay, look at this timeline, because it's pretty wild. He gets sentenced in 2014. Fast forward to January 19th, 2021, literally the last full day of Donald Trump's presidency, and his sentence is commuted. Just like that. After serving less than 8 years of a 24-year sentence, Eli Weinstein was a free man. So you get this incredibly rare second chance, a get-out-of-jail-free card, basically. What do? Well, if you're Eli Weinstein, you get right back to business. And I mean, he wasted zero time. The reporting shows that almost the minute he's out, he's already cooking up a brand new and honestly incredibly shameless investment fraud. And his playbook this time? It was pretty dark, actually. He tapped right into the biggest crises happening in the world. He'd tell new investors he had these amazing deals on stuff everyone desperately needed, like COVID-19 masks, that baby formula that was impossible to find, and even first aid kits for the war in Ukraine. Just totally exploiting people's fears. Now, he obviously couldn't do this as Eli Weinstein. That name was poison. So he cooked up an alias, Mike Konig. And he knew exactly why he was doing it. He was caught on tape later saying that if investors knew who he really was, they wouldn't give him a penny. But a con like this, built on so many lies, it's a ticking clock. It was only a matter of time before it all fell apart. And the thing that brought him down, believe it or not, was his own voice. So think about it from the prosecutor's side. Investors are screaming they've been ripped off. They know there's a scam. But the person they dealt with was this ghost, Mike Konig. How do you prove that Mike Konig is actually the pardoned felon, Eli Weinstein? Well, they got him. On tape, his co-conspirators, who were probably getting very nervous, secretly recorded him. And on that recording, he just lays it all out. His words verbatim: "I finagled and ponzied and lied to people to cover us." I mean, it doesn't get much clearer than a confession like that. So this chart really puts his two criminal careers side by side. You can see the bait changed, right? From real estate to pandemic supplies. The amount was smaller this time around, about $44 million. But then you look at that last row, and that's the kicker. 24 years commuted. And now, 37 years. You know, the U.S. attorney on the case, Philip Selinger, just hit the nail on the head with this. He said Weinstein didn't try to make his prior victims whole. He made more victims. That really says it all. He got this amazing chance to start over, and he just used it to hurt more people.
So this all brings us to the courtroom for the final verdict. What happens when a guy like this faces a judge for the second time with no chance of a pardon this time around?
Well, with that tape, the evidence was just crushing. The jury came back and found him guilty on 15 out of 17 counts. We're talking wire fraud, securities fraud, money laundering, the whole shebang.
And that brings us right back to that number we started with. The judge handed down a sentence that completely eclipsed his first one, 37 years. It's a punishment that sends a really loud message, basically ensuring that this time he is not getting out.
So what do you make of a story like this? Is it just about a master con man finally getting what he deserved? Or is it a bigger, kind of darker story about a second chance just completely and spectacularly thrown away?